Good evening, folks. This is DJ Fire with the Rock Asylum as well as Bending Reality Magazine. I'm getting the distinct privilege tonight to talk to the band Filthy Rebel from Georgia. Going to let them introduce themselves right now. By all means, fellas, the floor is yours.
What's up, guys? It's Chris from Filthy Rebel.
Gabriel Michael-Drums, Filthy Rebel. How you doing?
Jeff Dean, lead vocals, Filthy Rebel. Johnny Drogo-Bass, Filthy Rebel.
Okay, guys, whereabouts in Georgia y'all centered, so to speak?
We are in Atlanta, Georgia.
ATL.
Representing rock in the ATL.
In a hip hop demographic, you guys are representing the rock and metal.
Yeah, right. Someone's got to support.
Why don't each of you tell me a little bit about yourselves and tell the readers and tell the listeners a little bit about yourself.
What's up, guys? It's Chris here. I don't know. I guess I don't know what to say about myself. I don't know.
Well, my name's Gabriel Michael, and I play drums, and I just joined the band about 6 months ago, and I absolutely love it. The band's got a lot of energy, a lot of great songs, a lot of new stuff to come. So it's very exciting working with these guys, and I've been playing for a while, and I truly am grateful to have met them. And, yeah, the band's got a lot of cool new songs coming up, so we're looking forward to it quite a bit.
Hey, guys. This is Jeff. I'm the lead singer, and I guess I'm the one out of the group that listens to a lot of I can be the one to download some pop songs. Don't judge. I won't tell you what the pop songs are, but yeah, I'm a hard rock metal singer that can download some really cheesy stuff.
What's up? This is Johnny, and I just love rock and roll, man. I mean, that's what brings me to this project and everything. I just love to rock. I love to get up on stage and have a good time and drink and fucking put myself out there and explode in front of people on stage. I mean, it's just a rocking good time, and I want people to have a good time.
High energy, man. High energy.
Yeah, I guess I'm the lame one of the band because I got nothing. Oh, yeah. By the way, I'm the guitar player.
Dude, that's cool. As it is, right?
Yeah, I haven't even said that I'm the guitar player.
Chris Rick's the mean guitar man. He's a face melt.
No, I'm the loner, I guess.
Jeff
He's also like the manager and the secretary and everything else too. So
and he writes the whole time too. So don't cut yourself short.
I guess I love you too.
As long as Jeff doesn't have Bieber fever, this interview will go quite smooth.
Say what?
What was that?
If Jeff suddenly develops a sudden case of Bieber fever, this interview will be just fine.
There will be no Bieber fever over here, I don't think.
Yeah,
I don't want to speak for it.
Because
I don't think I'm going to encounter any beaver fever anytime soon.
Whew.
Yeah, I'm still on the, I will never go that route.
He's on the pop train.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm down with some Kesha, you know what I'm saying?
Right. If you guys individually could tell me a little bit about your influences musically, that would be swell.
As a drummer, I'm always like bands that kind of range all over from Tool to Red Hot Chili Peppers and Seven Dust and 3 Days Grace, even some Canadian bands like Thornley and who formerly of Big Wreck. It's a pretty cool band. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm super outside the box or anything. Or Alice in Chains, of course. I think we all have as an influence because I know I love Alice in Chains as well. A little Guns N' Roses growing up, but that's me.
Being a singer, I was really heavily influenced by Steve Marriott, Humble Pie. I love Ann Wilson Hart. Pink, huge influence. Cyndi Lauper is a big influence. So I'm a little bit all over the place. I like my bluesy stuff, and I like my country, and I like my hard rock. So, yeah, I listen to everything.
Okay.
this is Johnny, and my two influences are pretty straightforward. I've got Lee from the Red Hot Chili Peppers and Fieldy from Korn, who just, when they take the stage, they command the arena. You know, they are performers up there, and they're kicking ass on bass, and that's what I strive to be. So those are my top two easily.
This is Chris. As a guitarist, most people have, like, certain guitar players that they worship. And I don't have, like, one particular person. I mean, I listen to music ranging from 40s all the way to modern. And even though there's a million bands out there that I appreciate, a million guitar players that I appreciate, I've always wanted and strived to be different. I just wanted to be me and not, try to take on as influences as possible, but it's really almost impossible to not take on influences of what's out there because you're listening to music every day. So just I've always tried to separate myself and do something a little different. But I guess if you break me down, you can pick me apart like everybody else.
Well, this interview is not to pick you apart and break you down. Don't worry. I'm not that brutal. I can't be that brutal. But my next question, the band's name, how did that come about?
It's kind of interesting how that worked out. I started writing songs with Jeff, and we had emailed some stuff back and forth, and I had seen Jeff's email address, and it was Filthy Rebel, and I basically brought it to the table one day and said to him, hey, dude, what do you think about Filthy Rebel as a band name, because I think that's the most badass band name I've ever heard in my life. This guy looks at me like I'm fucking crazy, okay? And he seriously would not stop looking at me, so he starts making me feel a little weird. And all of a sudden he turns around and he takes off his shirt and he has Filthy Rebel tattooed on his back. So that's all she wrote, man.
That's a very, very cool story on that, how that came about. I really like it.
I won't actually tell you how I got the name Filthy Rebel. We'll leave that alone.
As a drummer, I can tell you that's my first time hearing the story myself as to how the band got named, so I think it's pretty cool as well.
Well, Jeff, if the name Filthy Rebel involves you jumping in a mud puddle and frolicking around, we understand. It's all good. You can. It's okay to be honest.
Yeah, just as
apparently he acquired that nickname several years before I even knew it. So
good stuff.
My next question, your fan base. When you're on stage, what do you guys do to draw them in? What about your show or your lyrics or your instrumental music? What do you think draws them in?
I just think it's a pure raw energy. When we're on stage, like everybody, we move around, we put on a show, and it just seems like every single time people it's like a tidal wave of energy. Like you can see people light up because it's such a big sound, and that's what we go for. We want people, up there, dancing their ass off and just having a good time and forgetting about your bills, your ex-boyfriend, girlfriend. You just forget about everything for the moment. You just have a fucking great time.
Okay.
IPA.
I guess I'm really the oddball here because I love collecting antique and refurbishing antiques.
That's rock and roll, dude.
Fucking HDTV over here.
Yeah, I've actually the last past year I have been remodeling my entire house, so that's kind of
You play an accordion on your free time too?
Hey, I have one of yeah, are they?
Oh.
So,
All it needs is a ukulele.
But yeah, I love to hiking, going to as many places as I could eat something new. Well, yeah, I love to cook. I'm a chef. What I do I guess my day job is cooking up some food, and nighttime is rocking out.
Okay.
And did I mention I like boiled peanuts?
You like both peanuts?
I do. I thoroughly enjoy them.
Okay. My next question is this: if you guys could open for just one act, past, present, who would it be? Individually, I want to know answers here.
Wow.
Just one. I don't. This is just me, and that's not because it's my favorite band, but I think I like the band, and I'm the drummer, Gabriel Michael-Drums here. But I think a band like 3 Days Grace or Breaking Benjamin would be a cool band to open for now. Our sound, and I don't know. I think that their fan base might appreciate what we bring. Anyone else agree or no? I don't know. Off my head, one of the first two I would think of. Not my favorite band, still very on their own right.
That's a hard question. Okay, well I'm going to say this. This is the lead singer. I want to break some boundaries. I want to do something totally odd, and I know I met her earlier being a big influence. I would totally love to open up Pink because I think her crowd is into rock enough that they kind of get us, and I think we're, at least commercial enough not to scare them. And I just think that would be a kick-ass show because she puts on a badass show, and we got high energy too. So the whole entire time they're going to be getting off.
And we're going to get a Pink for a rap drum kit as well, so it would be pretty awesome.
Totally.
Big Pink, but if I had my choice, it would be Foo Fighters.
Yeah,
probably my all-time choice would be there.
I'd want to open for Led Zeppelin just to say I can't say.
Hell yeah.
That's a good answer right there. Not that y'all other answers weren't good, but Led Zeppelin, classic.
If I could for anybody, hell yeah. I mean, we would need a time machine, really.
I would say Tina Turner too, but I know that won't happen.
Hey, Tina Turner's fine.
I love Tina Turner.
I will tell you, there are no wrong answers here except anything related to Bieber or Michael Jackson.
Oh yeah.
Michael Jackson.
Well, there might be a wrong answer.
Fine, then if we're going to have a time machine and we can go anywhere, play with anyone, Bon Jovi and they're crying in New Jersey at Giant Stadium, that would be pretty cool. Just saying.
Yeah.
Were you going to go that route? I was the Appetite for Destruction, Guns N' Roses. I would have wanted to be on that one.
That was going to be my next question about.
That's my favorite album of all time.
That was my next question. I was going to ask you guys if you had to pick one album from one act, what would it be? And you answered it.
Well, this is Jeff, and I'm going to go with Appetite for Destruction, Guns N' Roses. You can't beat any song on that album from Welcome to the Jungle to ending with Rocket Queen. Best damn album.
I agree, actually, because I remember I got that one for Christmas in a stocking. Appetite for Destruction was at 1986. So that's probably one of my favorite albums.
Yeah, I mean,
You just can't beat Appetite for Destruction. There's not a bad song on it.
Oh, well, Broken Head might have a little.
Broken Head. Not against you, though. Come on now, come on. Oh, actually, and I'll go with another one to round off. I know you didn't ask me for it, but I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to go with Sonic Temple, The Cold, number 2, one of my faves.
Okay. My toughest question in this interview is coming out right now.
Oh, Jesus. No, nobody stabbed anybody.
No, it's not. It's not a crime scene type of question. It's if I were a major player in the field, so to speak, as an executive, what would you individually say to me to convince me you're worth that 6 or 7 figure contract?
We're dedicated. We're dedicated to the idea. We've been musicians a long time. We've been driving towards the goal for a long time, and we have the ability to bring what it takes, and we're going to show that.
And a tight live show with a lot of energy, a lot of great songs and material that people haven't even heard yet. Like I said, I'm new to the band, but I mean, there's the 5 songs right now on the EP that are awesome, but there's a whole slew of songs that are on their way out. Well, this band felt like a catalog of music. It's pretty awesome. We definitely have a few records ready to go.
We blend many genres. We cross barriers. We rock people hard and show them a good time, and that's what music is all about.
I just think we're at the point right now, we're seriously hungry, and we're just ready to get this EP out and start touring, because I know people are going to get on board once they hear it. I mean, every single song on the album makes you want to get up and go. I mean, I hope a lot of people don't get tickets from this EP. People want to see it a lot.
Would it be a fair bet to say that it's going to produce people multiple eargasms?
Yeah, I think so. Especially with Try. I know that song makes me a little...
For different reasons, for different senses.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be beautiful. You might cry.
Okay. I'm gonna end this segment. We can breathe again.
Totally.
I'm not too tough with my questions, am I?
No, they're fun. They think on your feet.
Yeah, I try not to think too much, though. My house ain't insured for that kind of damage. Much less my wife's patience level. She hears me thinking too much. She'd be like, huh, what? Yeah.
What?
Yeah. She said, I was talking in my sleep last night, and I was like, are you serious? She said, yeah. I said, who was I talking to? She said, it's like you were doing an interview in your sleep. I was like, but you can't tell me who I was talking to?
Well, I've been talking about whimper in my sleep.
Like a puppy.
Yeah, I don't know what that means, but yeah.
All right. It's hardcore. Hardcore whimpering and antique. That's what I came here for. Bring the rock, bring the antique, and bring the whimper.
So once again, you see who the douche nozzle is out of the group.
Right.
Yeah, there's a lot of crazy going on around the camp.
A lot of crazy. Hey, I'm in no position to judge. Nor would I, even if I were labeled normal, because you know what? Normal's boring and it's kind of scary at the same time.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Yeah, I don't ever want to be totally normal.
I don't want to be too normal.
I mean, I want to be able to cross the street in peace, but I just don't want. I want to be odd.
And Jeff was saying about some interesting influences and whatnot, and interesting pickup lines. Could you just see it now? Can you pass me that Geritol? Or can you pass me that fiber treatment? Totally see. Okay, we're gonna get in the last round of questions, and then we're gonna talk social media and whatnot. One of my last questions for this initial interview is, what can fans of the Rock Asylum be looking forward to when they hear Filthy Rebel?
Well, according to which song you're listening to. Like if you hear, if you're listening to Get Some, you're definitely going to want to hit pedal in the car and, go a little bit faster. And, we played You for a lot of people, and every single time people have said it was very haunting, because that song's about losing somebody. So I hope when they hear that, they get a little weedy or their hair stands up on their arm because we did our job. But then if you want Falls Out, you're definitely going to listen to Get Some or, What You Made of Me. I think we're all over the place with our songs. I think you get a little taste of everything from each song. None of them are the same. You get different vibe from each one.
I definitely picked up on that.
Yeah, you don't stay in the same emotional state. It's like a roller coaster. You go up and down.
Because Amazon put We Don't Belong in the category of band. You can look at all of our other songs.
Really?
Yeah, on Amazon, you can look at all of our songs listed for sale. Everything is listed in rock genre or We Don't Belong.
It is a fancy little number.
You're going to hear an emotional, well-written lyric. A lot of that thanks. I really like hearing that. Going to hear the new Filthy Rebel, right?
Okay, another question. What individually now you can answer this too. What are one or two of your favorite songs to cover?
I like covering Tool Sober personally. It's always been a favorite of mine.
I actually, whenever I go out to karaoke, I have my one karaoke song, and I always do Joey, Concrete Blonde.
I probably have to say Hot Blooded, My Foreigner, or Stroke Me, Billy Squire. So those two are really fun to play.
Or Johnny.
9 Inch Nails, Closer. Yeah, it's definitely the track that's my favorite. We played it a few times live, and when it comes to covering a song, you either do it exactly the way that the original artist ended and make it beautiful the way they did, or you take it another direction and try to make it awesome in your own way. If you fall short on either of those, it sucks. So I really feel like when we covered 9 Inch Nails in our hard, groovy, dark rock kind of melodic sound, it brought something new to the experience, but also really harkened back to the gut and soul of the song. And that, I guess, that would be my favorite.
We are doing a show here in the Atlanta area on August 20th, and we're doing a couple covers, one of which is the Beastie Boys, Fight for Your Right to Party, and actually a couple of the bands that are opening up. We've got Moses Mo, who's actually a current member of a really big band out here in Georgia called Mother's Finest, and he's got a new project, and they're actually going to come up with us and play, and Dion Murdoch and his band DD3, he's going to come up, so we're going to be covering Beastie Boys, which is pretty high energy. We probably put our own twist on that as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Okay. That was another question I was going to ask, but I'm glad you answered it for me. I was going to say, when you play with other bands, do you encourage them to join you guys and blend your styles together?
Well, tell the story, Jeff. There's one thing I want to point out. I mean, like I said, I just joined the band. This is one of the first really big shows that we'll be doing, and I had an in with them because I used to work with Mother's Finest. So as far as, I don't know if these guys normally bring up band members of other bands to come on stage, but it's an honor to be playing with them. Moses Mo. They're actually in the Georgia Music Hall of Fame. Mother's Finest, they're huge in Europe, and they're really big in the southern east state, southeast state, Alabama, Georgia, Florida.
And Moses is an original member. Like, he's Fred. Yeah, they've been around. He's amazing.
The 77, they've been around. And they're pretty amazing. Well, yeah, but they got their big break in 77.
Yeah, they're still doing things. They're still playing.
Yeah, they play huge shows. They still go out to Europe probably 6-8 times a year.
Yeah,
so the fact that we're bringing them in with their solo project, we think that they're pushing.
And we're going to play Beastie Boys, Fight for Your Right.
And Moses Mo is going to be on stage with Filthy Rebel. That is pretty damn awesome.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Okay, my last question is this, since this is going to be for the magazine, and also, how do you guys bend reality, so to speak, but not lie by staying true to yourself? How do you bend reality enough that it doesn't get skewed as misconception?
Well, one thing I feel when I hear that question is, as far as live goes, I mean, we're all energetic people, but there's a thing that comes on and comes at you when you're on stage that can be theatrical and more emotional and more, I feel like myself on the drums, and I make a lot of crazy faces, and I get into the music, and I headbang a lot, and I just do whatever my body feels at the time, but it's still getting into a character, but a character that still lives inside who you are. So,
yeah, music is magic. And when we delve into it, we create this atmosphere, we create this character, we create this feeling, we create this moment. And that's who I am on stage. It's not who I am when I'm fucking taking out the trash or something like that. It's who I am on stage. And that's how you remain genuine while still putting forth the front.
I'm kind of a really reserved, quiet, just super laid-back person. So when it comes to music, I can express myself as a guitar player without having to be. So that's kind of what I do. I become myself and express myself through music.
As a singer on stage, I think I command the stage, and I definitely want people to pay attention. But when I'm off stage, I'm like really nice and humble and wait, I think my band just started laughing. I'm really nice and no ego, and I'm not cocky, and I'm just my typical self off stage. Yeah.
That's awesome, bro. Yes, he is.
The story you're telling?
He's really, really nice.
See? I told you.
And he has quite the fascination for pink.
I really do. I think she's the female version of me. She's got more balls than most men do.
How many Pink songs have you suggested for coverage?
Oh, my God. And I can sing every one of them for you and put my bluesy spin on it.
Okay, well, that wraps up the initial interview, so thank you for that, guys. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Now, as it pertains to social media, who wants to speak up and tell the people where Filthy Rebel is social media-wise?
You got the biggest following and the most people interacting on your page.
Yeah, I can do it.
Okay, I'm going to have you speak it, and I'm also going to have you email it to me also.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I really just like the way you said the roller coaster ride. The roller coaster ride in your music, it wasn't like super high and super low. It was pretty consistent. It was just a nice little, I felt like I was on the surfboard.
Good. Nice.
Because, you have highs and lows when you go surfing, but they're not so bad. If you can control the wave, you're good.
Right.
And that's how I looked at it. Like I didn't feel so much like I was on a roller coaster because there was nothing that was, and when I say it was high as in bad or as low as bad either, it's just like I said, I felt like I was on a surfboard. There was a lot of good elements and there was nothing bad. I heard nothing bad at all.
That's what I'm saying. I think we're all on the same page, and that's why our music does that, because we're all about positive energy, and that's why it does that. It's just like a constant, like, let's keep it going.
Right. And I
call it dynamic.
Right.
Dynamic.
Yeah, you guys really knocked it out of the park with that EP.
Thank you.
This is the happiest I've never sang for a band before where I've been this happy in my whole entire life.
And we put a lot of work into it.
Yeah. So you guys have been around about how long?
Almost 2 years now.
In August, I think.
We'll say, yeah, like around 2 years.
Very cool. Very cool. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you again for your time tonight. That interview. I'm glad I got to talk to y'all. And
we really appreciate it. Seriously, thank you for contacting us and really supporting us. It means a lot. It's time for a change.